The third one, okay. So this is the strength, 50. This one can go 99. This is speed. And there we go. There we go. Of course the speed would, you know, react right now, but... ladies! Good day! Today I'm gonna be using cheat engine on R.E.P.O. I'm wondering what that's gonna sound on the recording. Okay, I'm gonna be using cheat engine on R.E.P.O. Why the sudden return? Well, I learned of a new code which I really liked. Well, learned, remembered, you know. I need to fix some old videos. I showed R.E.P.O like how to change stats and stuff. Yes, you can do it for like one save file. But now I'm gonna show you how to reuse it. I'm gonna make a script that keeps on capturing those values, because those values do change. I'm gonna make a script that captures those values, and then you can just simply change them. Let's connect the cheat engine. So this is gonna be simple, like stat increasing, but I'm just gonna show you how to make a script out of it. Yes, load. So I have a bunch of stuff. I'm not really gonna get into it, but basically this buffs is what we're gonna make. Not anything else. This is just simply testing, you know, behind the scenes. Another quick thing whilst we are here, like scripts do actually work. All of them, none of them actually broke, which was surprising. Usually games break them, but I guess this game actually updates a lot nicer without changing the whole core. Okay, got some money. Good first round. I'm gonna buy some stats. Now 3 of 1 should be enough, but I don't see that many. Okay. Don't really have it that much. Okay, so I used one. So I bought a few stats, of course. The whole cheat starts from here. Like from here, like when I have stats. So I have stats, stat upgrades. Sadly, I don't have 3 of 1 kind. So I added one. I'm looking at this map. Important part, we will need to look at the map. And this will only work in the dungeon or in the boss. In the boss. It won't work in shop, and it could break after death if kept active. So you would need to relaunch the game and reactivate it. It's simply just because it's activated, it tries to load it anew, and it sees that it's occupied, so it creates a new instruction somewhere else. So that old one does not work. Okay, so simply we need to catch stats first. So 0. I mean, don't pay attention to those. Okay, I didn't clean up. Okay. Okay, 0 first scan. I actually never do this, but you know. I'm gonna use this, and this is what I'm gonna scan. So now 1 stamina. Okay, again, we need our found amount to be as low as possible. So unchanged value and repeat. Jump around, do the settings, entering graphics. Cool. I'm gonna eat you up. You're not stamina. Just to make sure that it doesn't get confused. What's good? Q. Okay, good enough. I'm gonna eat this stamina. Oh, this sprint. This stamina. Now it's 2. We need to pinpoint that. Oh my goodness, this is actually very nice. If it stops lagging. Anyways, I'm gonna disable all of these because we have what we need. So, actually, to make this more nicer, I'm gonna turn on the second cheat engine. Connect this to the game. No. Actually gonna take these. It seems it's lagging. Okay, you see, when I start scanning from 0, at start it doesn't lag, but it remembers each value. So it lags. To remove this lag, you need to press new scan, then it, you know, clearance the chase and stuff. Okay, so these 5 values, this is what I captured. Cool. Control copy, paste. You know, it's still the same game, so the addresses do not be forgotten if you transfer them. That's cool. New scan and get out. No. Okay. So we captured one of these is our stamina. Now let's see. Let's brute force. So this one is gonna be 1. This one is gonna be 3. I actually can check this. It's still a 2. Okay. So this one's gonna be 1. You? Yes. Okay, we got it. So it's this one because I changed it into 1 and it changed. So name it something. Delete the other ones. We don't need them at all. You don't actually need those cheats. I just use them to quickly get money, you know, to buy stats because I did not prepare myself. Okay. Okay. Plus there's useful info everywhere. Okay. Okay. If I were to change it into 5 and then if I were to look, you can see there we go. But my stamina does not increase, as you can see. Well, that's because you can change your stats, like upgrades, you know, upgrade stats. You can change your stats, but for example, they only do their stat thing of upgrading you after you enter a new area. New area is, you know, dungeon, bus, shop. So I'm in the bus. When I enter a dungeon, then the game checks for my stats. It checks at my stats. For example, I have 5 stamina. Okay. I go into dungeon. It checks, okay, you've got 5 stamina. Here's your increased stamina. That's the only place it updates. Yeah, maybe it's a bit different when you use them actually. Because, you know, you use them, then it checks, you know, for the updated one. But I'm not using them. If I use 1 stamina, like, because if I were to use something else, stamina still does not update. But if I use stamina upgrade, of course it would update. Yes, it would. But so don't be surprised that it's not updated. So, now, we got 1 value. We want all of the values, not 1. Okay. We want all of the values. We're simply gonna be, if I were to right click and press find overwrites to this address, I'm probably gonna find nothing. Yes, attach the debugger. And if I were to check, yes, nothing. So yeah, this only, you know, activates when I use some sort of upgrade, you know? But what if I find out what accesses this address? Not what changes this address, not what writes to this address. What looks at this address? Who uses this address? I forgot about this function. Who uses this address, huh? Let's see, huh? Of course, the map uses this because I can see my stats and those stats update, you know, when I change the number. So this map looks at it. This map uses my address. So I'm saying when you look at the map, you can see stats. So when I look at the map, this map uses the address to, you know, see what's the current address in that area. So yeah, this is a good script. It will not work if you save it, I believe. I mean, you can try, you know, add to the code list, and I'm not gonna. If I were to right click and press find out what addresses this code accesses, what other addresses, huh? I don't know what that address is, but oh, it might be money actually. If I were to look at this, I can see everything. So it's nicely sorted, like one after the other. Like for example, this is 5, like this is stamina. This would be HP. Like, you know, it's sorted. It's as sorted as the map shows. I'm gonna call this a map. As map shows, it's sorted the same way. So it's very nice. But as I only said, it only works from the bottom ones with this method. Now let me show you. You can of course actually add the values one by one and change them, you know. I probably did this similar thing when I showed you how to do this. I didn't watch the video, I needed to maybe. Anyways, you can of course change one by one, sure, but this only works for this save, because when you relaunch the game you would need to capture this again, find this code again, and do this all spiel again. But we want this to be like activate a script, and there we go, it just works. We have the values. We can do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna press show disassembler. It's right here. Now I'm gonna press tools, auto assemble or control A, template, AOB injection or shift control A. Say it with me, folks. Okay. Buffs. Yes. Okay. Of course, make sure this is not a green one, so it doesn't conflict with anything. Okay. So beyond the blue and red, this is the code. This is the code that looks at it. So basically, if we delete this, the map does not update. So, it's like, okay, why are we here? We are here to extract what he is looking at. We're gonna extract what are you looking at, What are you seeing? I wanna know. So we're gonna do a bit of coding. It's not difficult, believe me, just follow me. So we need to extract. But to extract I need to use something. No, actually I don't need to use something because you already used this one. So I can it's always nicer to pop a flag to push a flag and then pop a flag, but if you use racks, I can use racks. I'm gonna type LEA, Leah. It's gonna grab address. Yes. So Leah, grab address and put it into racks. I hope that racks is gonna be, filtered out and it's gonna be changed. Well, it has moves. Move, I'm gonna explain. Move means, move to this value. Basically copy paste. Okay? I'm gonna explain like this. So into racks, I want you, we're moving from racks to racks. No. Okay, we're gonna do something. First of all, we're gonna push RDX. RDX is nowhere near used, at least not in this code, so I'm gonna use RDX, and later on I wanna pop RDX. So basically we're pushing into the stack. We're stacking it like stacking chairs, and then I need to take the chair back and put it back in the place, just put the chair on the stack of chairs. I'm gonna be writing something else here, then later on I'm gonna put the same chair back, so nothing changes. I hope that explains it. Okay, so in RDX I'm gonna give you address of square brackets. Yes, I know now what they called. RAX. Yes, I could do an offset, but I'm gonna do without an offset. So RAX, and now just move it. Oh yes, I need something more to move it. Okay, I'm gonna copy this allocation because we're gonna allocate. We don't need this. We don't need that much. We only need 16, for example. I'm gonna use 16 all the time now. 16, allocate into gold, for example. Its name is gonna be gold. 16 bytes. Bytes? Yeah, sure, bytes. Byte? Around 16 bytes. Okay. Allocate, and now we need to register symbol. Copy. Paste. Register symbol. We need to register gold as a symbol so we can find it everywhere. We need to unregister and deallocate. Always you need to do this if you do something. If you register something else and you allocate something else, always unregister and deallocate. You can simply do this by changing them into multiplication sign. this star, you know, this multiplication. And okay, gold, gold, gold. And now gold double dot is gonna mean dedicate byte. You can do double dedicate byte as a 0. If you were doing like a float, if you want this gold, you mean not a 0 but like a float, do a double byte. It's from other experiments. So dedicate byte a 0. So basically I'm in a hurry a bit, but basically I'm registering gold, creating gold, a new address called gold, registering as a symbol so I can find it everywhere, anywhere, from anywhere. And gold means 0. It's 16 byte long, sorta. And now, oh yes it is, yes, 16 bytes, yes. And then I'm just gonna push RDX, which you know on the stack, so now it's clean. Put this address in the RDX, and now move square brackets into gold's address, RDX. And then pop RDX back into what it was, and then just flow with the flow. Go with the flow, you know. You know. File. Assign to currency table. We're done. We can close this. I mean, I can show you what it means to make a new symbol, to make a new address. If I were to activate the script, you would see this being changed, because we changed this to make our new script somewhere else. There we go. Oh, I'm a bit messed up. This jump is specific. We would need to allocate this much. Okay, so the footage, I actually, instead of unpausing, I stopped it. Anyways, I'm gonna tell you why I'm in a dungeon. Now I'm not a bus, it's a dungeon. So basically, these two cannot be, you know, eaten by my script, which I named buffs now. Yeah, so it cannot be because jump goes into this unique address. It's an address, like for example this address. So these addresses get lost after each game restart. So we cannot claim it because, you know, it will get reset and this script will not work, or it would break, or it would not even locate this jump, because it uses the jump to locate this location anyway. So what you can claim is these four, because up here is another jump. It's a bit different condition, but it's jump, and again it jumps into some sort of address which gets randomized. So press this one, shift press that one, select in between, then press tools, auto assemble or control A, template, AOB injection or shift control A, okay, name it buffs, okay. Now, in here we can just basically copy paste what was there, and I already did. So I actually dragged that script from new mem down a bit down. So basically let's copy gold, control copy in here right between allocate. I just like to keep them nearby, you know. Then this our push pop, instead from new mem I actually, okay, I'm gonna copy. I actually added it between, like, right before this one, because I see that it adds something to racks and you know, a few times, so I just wanna keep it. I wanna go to this one, you know, when it's, you know, done with adding. So okay, and this doesn't matter because well, I guess it adds to racks, but it really doesn't matter. Well, I hope it does not matter. This could actually be something that could allow me to locate other values, because as I said, you can only locate half of them, which is actually 7, not 8. So yeah, okay, this. unregister and deallocate with multiplication, which is the easiest. Okay, fine. Assign the green table. Close this, close that. And I'm gonna delete. You can delete the old one. Sure, let's delete the old one. It does not matter. I'm gonna name it buffs. Now, if I were to activate it, you would see this whole section being knopped. Sorta. There we go. Yes. Okay. Nice. Now, we registered gold. We can actually we can actually, hold on, let me add it, let me activate it again. Of course it takes a bit, it's Unity. You could go mono, it might work. So there we go, this is our buffs, this is what we named buffs, not this name, this name. They're different, they can be very, very, very different, so you know, they do not correlate. Okay, buffs. Now, we can actually right click, go to address, we can locate our gold. This is our gold, this is why we registered it. And it has nothing. We can actually add the address manually. Addresses are these numbers, like, actually, hold on, I don't want to spoil it. Okay, Jesus, I'm a spoiler. So addresses are these numbers, but our address is actually gold. So we can add gold, but I'm gonna be, yes, it's written right already. Basically, it's saved from when I written it. By typing gold, I would go straight to gold, like straight to the start where the gold starts. Address gold starts, you know. But we need to go into whatever is inside the gold, whatever gold is pointing to. So we need to add square brackets. Okay. And now, yeah, the gold is located. Of course, if it were disabled, this would how it shows. Like this, in question marks, but when you enable it, it locates gold, but it sees the value as nothing, you know. Another thing, in the script, basically, I'm gonna explain a bit. Leah means that you are moving into RDX this address's location. Whilst, for example, move, like if I were to type move, then I would just move a value in this address into RDX. Whatever number is in this specific address. Of course, written without an offset, you know, yeah. So yeah, but we need a address location itself. And when you locate, of course you can extract numbers and stuff, but yeah, we want to locate. Okay. So yeah, now we just need to update this by holding tab. Now, I am in a dungeon, as I said, so go into a dungeon, because if you don't go in a dungeon, you won't be able to calibrate like I do. I want to calibrate in a dungeon because I often start new games, so you know. Of course, on dev it could decalibrate, so disable it, relaunch it, I don't know, to avoid it. Now, okay, we just need to look at the map. And there we go, it got some sort of value. And it's pretty close actually to this one. But don't forget, we need to add offset plus 10. And now it has a value of 99. If you were to look at this, yes, I changed a few, it's Tumblewings. 99, right now it's Tumblewings, relocating Tumblewings. And we can change this value, and this is not just a number, this is the address location, this is exactly the address. We can change it, and it changes. This is like, wow, so this is a game changer. So plus 10, you know, we're going just exactly the same as this offset said before, but we just went without an offset. So plus 10 is this thing, this tumble wing, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna add it here just for the beauty. Now, let's calibrate with every single stat. So I have it saved here, you would have it in description. I will have these, because these ones calibrate, these ones do not. These ones get randomized, and how to catch them I did not bother, because the most important ones like strength, speed, you know, are right here. At least for me, strength is like the one that I would like to use, and health, stamina, I mean if you're using this, just create a cheat for the health and stamina. Sheesh. These ones are the main. Of course, you can always use the catching the value, and you can of course do the what axis is this, but don't forget you turn this off before it stays, so it's nice. And you can, you know, what axis is to this, and then just catch other ones if you really want it. You know, it's very basic, and you can actually reuse this. So first of all, let's calibrate this. Then we will try if the effects work. Well, of course they work. We will try relaunching the game. So 7 here. Control copy. This is just simply control copy, control V. There we go. Okay, so they're in reverse. Are there? Hold on. No, they were nice. Oh, okay. Give me this. Tumble wing. Let me quickly name them all. You know what? Name it yourselves. I'm just gonna add everything. This one's 80. Yeah, don't forget, these are not normal values, these are hexadecimals. Their single digit values go up to 16 amount, while R goes up to 10, like normals. Like, you know, starting from 0 up to 9. In hexadecimals it starts from a 0 up to F, so 1, 2, 3, 4 up till 9, and then you go A, B, C, D, E, F. F is the end point. So yeah, that's why you can see F and stuff. It's more memory. It should be F0. It does not matter if it's case or not. Like case or uppercase or no uppercase. Q4U. In a bus and probably in a shop, it's a bit different calibration, but you can even catch the money. You would see money. And probably we saw money. Maybe we saw money. Did we saw money? I don't know, but we will see money. Okay, there we go. All done. I said just simply activate it. Now those ones, as I said, you can try, but these are minus instead of plus. We are offsetting this address by plus 320 in hexadecimals. But you can go minus, you can go negative. So these are minus, these are plus. But as I said, these do not work. So you know, it's not worth trying. Let me see. There we go. And now we can simply change them into, for example, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, and 10. Now you would see them all here, and I would feel the effect of speed maybe a bit visually. Now if I were to quickly finish the game, which I don't know if I can, actually it doesn't matter. Let me actually quit the game. So you can of course save this. You can save this and of course use it whenever you know you can use this, reuse this. So let's turn on R.E.P.O. I'm gonna actually make a new save, just to show you that this is cool. It's a lot easier because damn, it was nonsensical to locate such a value. I mean, if you really wanted to, go ahead. Okay, let's connect this. Yes, and yes, disable it. So, this value is lost now. I have nothing. I need to check the map because this script injects into map checking. So we need to check the map first of all, then let's activate it. There we go. Now if I were to look at the map, the values are updated, and if you were to name it, you would know which one is the strength. The third one, okay. So this is the strength, 50. This one can go 99. This was speed, and there we go. There we go. Of course, the speed would, react right now, but no effects other than visual. Because I guess visual access is the speed. So, you could complete, and in the store, you would notice the effects right away. Like, right away. I can actually probably finish this normally. Yeah, speed's distortion is... Yeah, you would need to go into accessibility and turn it off. Okay, it seems I won't be surviving. Unless... Nope. Doesn't pause the game, right. Now this might break the values. Give me a new map. I keep it disabled. Okay. Activate it, activate it. There we go. 90. 50. There we go. Again, works like a charm. Okay. Finally at the store. Now does it work? I would say so. And I can... Oh yes, I don't have stamina. Hold on, let me add unlimited stamina. My strength should be... Yep, real good. And now with the speed. It's a bathroom. Yes, anyways, it works, it does work. I have the strength. It's cool. Stats work. This is how you get stats, but if I were to close this because I don't care. If I were to now check the map, it does not calibrate. Like the script does not calibrate. But I'm not gonna run. But if I were to go into a dungeon back, it does calibrate. So for different places, you would need to catch different values. You could make it into a one very difficult script. Well, not too difficult, but one script. Well, I guess it would be difficult a bit. But anyways, one script. If you were to make a one script, now let me check. Actually, let me check. Seriously, it doesn't wanna. Is it just gone? Hold on, let me check again. There we go. Now, maybe you can try reconnect it, but it works. I mean, I have the strength. I guess let me try and open the door. Anyways, this was R.E.P.O. Buffs, not buffs, stats revisited. Yeah, that is all. Thanks for watching.